Welcome back to Tales from the Shelf. Captain America, a mostly forgotten TV film from 1979. Yeah, this was well before Marvel ever had any big budget theatrical releases. The most they could get at this point was TV shows, cheap animation, and made-for-TV films like this. That was about all Marvel could muster until finally, big budget movies based on Marvel Comics had a future with Howard the Duck in 1986. Oh god, that is bleak. Before we proceed, let me point out that I haven't actually read a lot of Captain America material, especially around the time this movie came out, so I'm not the most seasoned on the character, but I know enough to recognize that this movie has nothing to really do with the comics. For starters, I think Cap himself is the only comic book character in this movie. No Red Skull, no Baron Zemo, no nothing. The villain is just some generic businessman whose name I can't even remember. And that's kind of the whole movie summed up right there off the bat. Unremarkable and unmemorable. Steve Rogers discovers that his father took a serum called Flag that gave him super strength and agility and became a vigilante known as Captain America. The boring businessman attempts to kill Steve, but he survives thanks to the Flag serum. Now he must become Captain America and put a stop to whatever boring plan the villains come up with. That's honestly the entire plot. There's a business conspiracy going on, but most of the film is extended sequences of people talking, or Steve riding his motorcycle or driving his weird van. Maybe an action scene here or there, but this movie's small budget is loud and proud. I will admit, actually, some of the action scenes are kind of impressive. The helicopter chases are pretty exciting just because they were clearly done for real. That is the benefit of a smaller budget action movie. The scenes aren't too overproduced or stylized, everything looks and feels very real most of the time. Can't save the rest of the movie, though. Believe it or not, this movie did actually influence the comics in a few ways. Most notably, Steve in this movie wants to be a professional artist, and he draws a bit throughout the film. Something that was incorporated into later issues, and even the first MCU movie. Same with the van he has here. He was later gifted a custom van by the Wakandans. You know, with the modern day MCU series, it makes me kind of wonder what it would have looked like if the 70s Marvel characters crossed over. Like, imagine if this version of Captain America met the 70s Hulk, the 70s Spider-Man, or the 70s Doctor Strange. And hell, why not throw in Japanese Spider-Man while we're at it? I'm sure the heroes would welcome the use of Leopardon to fight bad guys. I sure would. And unsurprisingly, that's really all I have to say about Captain America 1979. There is a sequel included here on this double feature DVD I have, so maybe I'll get to that one at some point. But for now, I think I've had my fill. If you really want an earlier or worse adaptation of this character, then by all means give it a go. For everybody else though, I'd say pass.